Welcome. Let's do 10 minutes of some joint movement and stretching today. We'll start in a seated position if you can. Come and join me in seated and kneeling or cross-legged. And we'll just start to ground, and then we're going to try and stretch and open our joints and do a little breathing. Let's begin. Come into a comfortable seated position. Straighten your back, relax your shoulders, and start breathing, if you will, through your nose. Inhale very, very deeply and slowly, and exhale very deeply. And for the next 10 minutes or so, let's keep our mind focused on our breathing, inhaling new energy and new light. Feel that? So refreshing. And then exhaling. Release anything that's not serving you. Feelings and thoughts. Just gently coax them out on the exhalation. And try to stay focused on your breath. And have your eyes open or closed. We're going to inhale and take our arms up and do some circles. So we're going to start with the wrist joint. You can go right or left, whichever way's more preferable. Just go the other way. And then widen the circles a little bit to move the shoulder joint. And you're also moving energy around too, which is fantastic, especially right about now. Good. And then we're going to bring the hands down and really move the shoulder joint. Go forward and backwards. Good. And then take one arm and pull it over your head and behind you and around you. Just make a little circle of stretching the muscles and joints differently. There's no right or wrong, just move that shoulder joint around. And then do a few on the other side. Just moving it. Kind of creating little circles, maybe a figure 8 type thing. You'll hear your shoulder moving. 5 on each side. Good. Then, please bring your hands out in front of you. Cross the right arm over the left and fold at the elbows. You can stay here and hug your shoulders, or guide the hands, if you can, palm to palm. Then you can lift your shoulders and feel the stretch underneath your shoulder blades. Breathe. You can also gently lower and feel the stretch now a little bit more across the top of the scapula, the shoulder blades. Good. Bring it out. You can shake that. Hands come out again, this time left over right for Garudasana arms. You can hug, place the back of the hands together, or try to bring the palms together. Lift your arms, feel that. Breathe through your nose. And just start to bring the mind here to where your body is and away from everything else. Focus on your breath. You can lower your arms. Okay, and release. So we've loosened up the shoulders a little bit. Let's take out our legs and shake our legs and bring them underneath us. We'll turn our toes under. If you need to pad your knees, pad your knees. Stretch out the muscles in your ankles and feet for a moment. Take a few deep breaths here. You can extend this by taking your hands and interlace them behind your buttocks and just lift them to squeeze and open your chest, your pectorals. And again, today's about stretching, just doing a 10-minute stretch, and we can go deeper a little later with some flow. Breathe. Good, and rinse that out. Come onto all fours if that's available. Do a couple of pranayama here, where we drop the belly, hands are shoulder width apart, knees are hip width apart. Inhale as you look up, bend your spine. Exhale, round your back, and bring it in. Shedding again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Release. 3 more at your own pace. Whole palm taking the weight. Exhale. Good. At your own pace. Breathe. Last one. Big breaths in yoga. Exhale. Good. Take your right hand, raise it up, then tuck it underneath your left wrist and knee and see if you can come down on the right shoulder. So from the front, looks like this. Drop your head to the ground if that's okay. And if it's not, you can place a pillow under your head. Try to keep your hips facing forward and then play with this. You can raise the left arm, bring it behind you. You can pull on your right wrist a little bit to separate the shoulders. So they call this thread the needle. Breathing through your nose. We'll take 3 or 4 breaths on this side. Stretch, exhaling deeply. Then come up and we'll switch sides. Take the left hand, bring it up toward the sky. Then thread it gently through your right wrist and knee. See if you can bring yourself down and play with this. Pull on the left wrist, raise your right arm, tuck it behind you, breathe. Deep breaths. Stretch out your shoulders and release some of the muscles in your neck here. Easy goes. Good. Inhale, bring yourself back up onto all fours. And then we're just going to turn the toes under and walk the hands and feet together. I'm going to keep my feet hip-width apart and my knees bent. Let my head come forward and hang out here, stretching out the buttocks, glute, and hamstrings. Easy goes. Exhaling. Again, just a deep stretch for the body this morning. Refreshing stretch with new prana. Inhale. If you want to go deeper, go ahead and straighten your legs. Squeezy. Take your hands, reach for your elbows, and hang out here. Sway a little bit from side to side. Relax your toes. Good. Perfect. Let's step back. Come onto our knees again for a moment. Take a breath. Take a sip of water if you need to. And now we're just going to open up the knees and the inner thighs a little. So when you're ready, slide your left knee up to the top of your mat and gently wiggle the heel over. Try to bring the front of your right hip forward toward the ground. And if you need to sit on something, go ahead and sit on a blanket on your left hip. Then we're going to just place our hands where they're comfortable. Try not to let your shoulders go up to your ears. Try to keep the back leg grounded. And hold for a few breaths, stretching out the back of the left thigh and buttocks. Breathe. Pigeon pose. You can deepen if you want to. You could reach for the back foot and hold the pose a little deeper. Just watch the quad. Good. Inhale, turn your toe under. Let's bring it back. Rest your knees and come into the child's pose. Take a moment between the sides of the pigeon. Breathe. And come up onto all fours. Slide your right knee up to the top of your mat. See if you can bring your buttocks onto the floor. And if it's not available, gently put a blanket or a block underneath your right hip. Turn the left foot so it's facing forward on the left knee. And a few breaths in pigeon on this side. Remember to make this your own pose. Make sure it feels safe, there's no pain. And stretch and breathe. Then, when you're ready, we'll release this side of the pigeon and bring ourselves onto our buttocks. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Bend the right heel into your perineum. Inhale up for head to knee. And exhale, lower down. Stretch the back of the leg again. Then take your left hand, place it anywhere on the left knee or left foot, and bring your right hand over your right shoulder to stretch out your lower back and to stretch the ribs. Breathe. And again, find what feels comfortable for you. Might be here. Might be just leaning forward into the stretch. Inhale, come up. And exhale, lower. We'll do the other side. When you're ready, bend your left foot into your perineum. Inhale, come up. And then try not to dive into the pool. Fold from your chest, fold from your hip, and bring your chest down onto your thighs. If you want to, you could take your right foot with your right hand and bring the left arm over the top of your left ear. Again, go at your own pace, slow, deep breaths, feeling where it feels right. Head to knee. Good. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release your legs. Bring your heels into your center, into the perineum. And you can hold on to your feet however they feel comfortable. You could hold and open the toes or wrap your hands around your toes. Earth into your sit bones. Let your knees fall open. Perfect. And then let the hip joints soften. Breathe as you gently fold from the hips. Again, not diving into the pool. And stretch the inner thighs. Breathe through your nose. Fresh new oxygen. Fresh new prana. Good. We'll slowly bring our knees back into our chest. Release your legs and give them, again, a little wiggle back and forth. Then, if you want to, you could bring it down. Come on down onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Breathe. So now we're putting pressure on all 4 quadrants of our back. Let's raise our arms and legs. Do some circles with the wrist joints and the ankle joints. Movement again, so important of your joints. Come into happy baby pose. So joyous or happy baby. Hands are on the inside arches. Heels aren't falling. Knee is gently in line with the heel, and we're pushing down. So we're stretching again the inside of the thighs and putting a little pressure on your back. Try to keep your neck straight. Breathe. Happy baby pose. You could also rock back and forth. So fun. Good. And then release. Let yourself come down into full Shavasana for a moment, and then shake your legs back and forth. Let's give them a minute. When you're ready, bring the soles of your feet up to your buttocks. The heel as close to your buttocks as you can. Lift your thighs and engage your quadriceps. Interlace your fingers, and let's squeeze the shoulders into bridge pose. Breathe, chest is up. Breathe through your nose. So good. Another breath. And release. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Continue to hold your right knee into your chest and place your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Gently cross the knee over to your left side. Try to maintain the shoulders on the ground. Twists again. A little bit of attention needs to be paid if you are possibly pregnant. First trimester. If you have back issues, you want to go easy with twists and keep them as much from the middle spine as you possibly can. Good. Breathe. Inhale. Come back to center. Straighten that right leg for a lift and stretch here of the hamstrings. Elbows in. Shoulders down. And release. Bring the left foot into your chest. Take the right hand and twist. Bring the knee over. Bring your left arm out at shoulder height. Try to keep the shoulders down as you work the knee toward the earth. It doesn't need to go right down. Breathe. We're trying to do about 3 to 5 breaths on each side of the postures in Hatha Yoga. Perfect. Bring the left knee back into your chest. Straighten it up to the sky. Pull your head in toward your knee. A deep stretch here. And release. Now, if you'd like, we can do one inversion and then we'll wrap. We've done, again, some stretching for all parts of the body. If you'd like to come into the plow or a headstand, please go ahead. If you're not, again, pregnant or on the first day of a cycle, we're going to bring the legs up. You can support your back with your hands, shimmy around, keep the neck straight, and then possibly work the knees down, feet down. Breathe. In and out through your nose. Maybe a little shoulder stand to complete your practice. And then very slowly we're going to roll down, but we're going to come up onto our buttocks, shimmy the buttocks into place. Inhale, arms up, and go the other way now with the back. Holding forward from your hips. Try not to dive into the pool and round your back. Let's finish with Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Stretch, inhale, come up. And exhale, release. If you have time to sit for a few minutes and enjoy some meditation and relaxation, please do. Find a comfortable seated pose. And just feel a little bit more refreshed. Mind is a little more present and clear, hopefully a little bit taken away from everything that's going on. And see if you can stay here for 5 minutes in silence and have an amazing day. Stay well. Happy Hump Day.